Hello my friends, today's class is going to be a nice Hatha deep stretch class where we'll hold the breaths for 5 to 10 breaths. And we'll begin in Sukhasana, easy pose. We will be doing a few poses against the wall. So if you can position yourself against a wall, that's great. So let's begin just establishing the breath, rolling the shoulders back, relaxing the hips. Being mindful of our posture, closing the eyes and softening the space between the eyes. Taking a nice cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then breathing deeply in and out through the nose. And as you breathe, really feel your belly rise and fall as well as the chest. And as you exhale, squeezing the stomach in towards the spine and up towards the diaphragm, getting rid of all that stagnant air in the lungs. And setting your intention for today's class, whatever that might be for you. And connecting with the self, with the breath. Letting go of all that doesn't serve you right now. Simply being present. And relaxing a little bit more on each exhale. Letting go a little bit more. And then allowing the breath to move back to its normal rhythm, which should be deep and slow. And softly opening the eyes, focusing your gaze. We'll do a few happy shoulder stretches, so taking your right hand across your chest, straight across, reaching the left arm in front, so your forearm is in front of the elbow, palm facing the front, squeezing the arm towards you. And breathe. Your right palm is facing behind you. Relaxing the shoulders down, lengthening the spine and the back of the neck. And taking those full body breaths in and out through the nose. Try to breathe in and out through the nose throughout the practice, but knowing you can take a cleansing breath through the mouth at any time. And of course, if your nose is blocked, then just breathe in and out through the mouth. And then turning your right thumb to face down, palms now facing the knee, still squeezing the arm towards you. Notice the different sensation, the different stretch. Stretching the deltoids. And just 2 more deep breaths. And release. Taking the back of your fingertips of your right hand to your side, guiding the elbow forward towards me. If you can't reach the elbow, you can hold on to your arm, your shoulder, your shirt, and just guiding it forward. If none of those things are accessible for you, you can just use the arm to move on its own. Softening the shoulders, noticing where the tension is and breathing into that space. And release, changing sides, stretching your left arm across your chest, bringing the right arm in front, squeezing it towards you. Make sure you're not cutting off the airways. Breathe. Still sitting up straight. Relaxing the knees down, opening out the hips. And if it's challenging for you sitting with your legs crossed, you can always sit on a block or two or a cushion, elevating the hips a bit higher makes it a bit easier for you. And then turning the thumb to face down, palm facing forwards. Softening the space between the eyes so you're not frowning, relaxing the jaw. And release back of the fingers to your side, guiding the elbow or arm forwards. No force, back off if there's any sharp pains. Really listening to the body. Not ignoring those red flags, those warning signs that we so often do. And release. Guiding your right ear towards the shoulder, reaching your left arm out to the side. And just gazing forward or closing the eyes, softening into the shoulders, reaching the fingers away from you. And then pointing those left fingers up towards the ceiling, pushing the palm away. And tilting the chin towards your shoulder, holding just more towards the back of your neck or back of your head as you gently pull down, stretching the side neck. And release, changing sides, guiding your left ear towards the shoulder, reaching your right arm out to the side. Flexing the fingers up towards the ceiling. And then tilting your chin down, gently pulling on the back of the head. And release. Seated cat-cow, hands on your knees as you inhale, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest, lifting the chin. And as you exhale, rounding the shoulders, draw the belly in, chin to chest. Inhale, shoulders back, open the chest. Exhale, draw the belly in, round the shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Two more times. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale. And last time. Inhale. And exhale. Side body stretch. Placing your right hand down. If you can lower the forearm down, that's great. Otherwise, stay on your hand. Lifting the left arm up and over. Keep the chest open, lengthening the neck, not collapsing the neck down. Looking up towards the ceiling, shoulders moving away from the ears. And reaching the fingers over as you feel the side body stretch. Breathe, stacking the shoulders over each other. Pushing into the mat with your left forearm and elbow. And breathe. And slowly leading with that left arm all the way over to the other side. Opening the chest, keep the shoulders strong, reaching the fingers over the head, gazing up, breathe. And then just 3 more deep breaths. And slowly coming up, straightening out your legs. Paschimottanasana, squeezing the thighs, rolling them in towards each other, flexing your toes up towards the ceiling, feet together, thighs together. Inhale, reaching the arms up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward folding from the waist, reaching forward, draw the belly in. If you need to bend the knees to keep the back straight, shoulders back, you can hold on to your ankles and your calves. What's important here is trying to keep the back straight rather than rounding the spine, pulling onto the feet just to get the forehead down. And only if you feel comfortable with the back straight, the knees bent, and you feel like you can start to straighten the legs.
Neck in line with the spine, so tilting the chin down. Breathe, releasing that tension in the shoulders. And just slowly allowing yourself to ease into the pose, moving the crown towards the toes, from the waist reaching forwards, and accepting wherever you are in this pose, deepening the breath. And holding for 3 more breaths if you can, but knowing that any time you can rest. And slowly coming up. Puppy pose. So you can either cross the legs rolling over the legs, or you can just move your legs to the sides, making your way into this tabletop position. Knees under your hips, feet in line with your knees, so feet also hip width apart. And then stretching out the arms, shoulder width apart, lowering the chest down, lifting the hips up, draw the belly in, lowering your forehead down on the ground, broaden the shoulders so the armpits are facing the knees. If you feel comfortable here, you can lower down even deeper onto your chest and your chin. What's important in puppy pose is trying to keep your knees over the hips and breathe. Holding here for 3 more deep breaths. And slowly making your way up, back to your tabletop. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips, and working those heels down as you settle into your down dog. Hands shoulder width apart, spread the fingers, ground the knuckles, press the fingertips down like you're clawing down into the mat. Armpits facing the ankles, lengthening the spine and the neck, bending the knees if you need to keep the back straight. Don't worry if your heels don't make it down to the mat. Engaging the glutes, feel the kneecaps lifting. And up onto your toes, bending the knees, looking forwards, walking to the front. Straightening out the legs, relaxing the neck as you look in between the legs. Hands on either side of the feet, moving the stomach in and up, hips lifting, quads engaged, kneecaps lifting up. And slowly as you bend the elbows behind you, moving the forehead closer towards the shins. And then relax, letting the arms hang slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way to stand, rolling the shoulders back, cleansing breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Palms to your chest for a nice sun salutation. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, reaching the arms up and back. Hands shoulder width apart. Slightly engage the glutes and the quads, lifting the chest. Exhale all the way down. For this variation, you can keep your hands shoulder width apart. Lengthening the spine, arms next to the ears, slowly with control. All the way down until your hands are next to your feet. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Move the tailbone down, shoulders back, looking down at the ground. Exhale, hands down, stepping the right foot back. Lower down onto your right knee and tuck the back toes. Inhale, reaching the arms up and back. Breathe, holding here, squeezing the thighs towards each other, looking up if you can, otherwise keep looking forwards if you're losing your balance. Exhale, lower the hands down, framing the front foot. Tuck the back toes, stepping back to plank. Feet hip width apart, shoulders over your wrists, heels over your toes. Chaturanga all the way down, keep the elbows in at your sides. Hips in line with your shoulders as you slowly lower the chest and hips all the way down. You can do this on your knees if you need to. Untuck the toes. Inhale to cobra, using your back muscles to lift yourself up, pulling the hands towards you. Chest open, elbows staying bent. Breathe. Tops of the feet pressing down, hip width apart, engaging the glutes. Exhale, lower the chest. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips to down dog. You can do this on your knees if you need to, or straight up. Breathe. Looking between the legs of the neck and pushing away from the mat as you feel the shoulders moving closer to the ears. And then stepping the right foot forwards. Low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Top of the back foot pressing down. Lift the chest, lift the chin. Palms facing each other. And then on your next exhale, hands down. Tuck the back toes, stepping the back foot forwards, forward fold, hands beside the feet, bend the knees if you need to, or straighten them, shoulders away from the ears, looking between the legs. And inhale all the way up, arms next to the ears, back straight, tailbone moving down, strong legs, reach the hands back. Looking up, lifting the chest, exhale, palms to your chest. And breathe. Now we'll do the other side. Inhale, arms up and back. Lifting the chest. Exhale, keep the arms straight next to the ears, all the way down, slowly with control. Looking between the legs in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down, stepping the left foot back this time, low lunge. Inhale, arms reaching up, lift the chest, breathe. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to that plank, which you can do on your knees if you need to. Broaden the shoulders, breathe. Chaturanga. As you do chaturanga, shifting forwards using the toes, bend the elbows slowly with control all the way down. Inhale to cobra, tops of the feet pressing down. Exhale to down dog, lowering the chest, tucking the toes, elbows stay in at your sides as you lift the hips up and back. Breathe. Sending the energy down into the heels. Left foot steps forward, low lunge, and tuck the back toes. Inhale, arms up. Lifting the chest, engage the glutes. Let the breath flow. Exhale, hands down, stepping the back foot forwards. Forward fold, hands to either side of the feet. Bend the knees if you need to. Otherwise, straighten them. Deep breath. And as you inhale, arms next to the ears, slowly with control, all the way up and back. Exhale, palms to your chest. Take a cleansing breath. And then turning to face me. Open out the legs nice and wide. Reverse triangle pose, so turning your right toes out to the side. Taking your left hand to the ankle if you can, otherwise you can hold onto your calf or even the thigh. Right arm reaching up towards the ceiling, pulling the hips in, looking towards the side or the floor if you're using your balance. Otherwise, if you can, try to look up towards the ceiling, stacking the shoulders over each other. Breathe. Holding for 3 more deep breaths. And slowly looking down as you come up. Twisted warrior, so bending your right leg, coming up into the toes of your back foot without falling over. Placing your right hand behind you on your thigh, left arm reaching up and over the head. Drawing the back heel forwards, lifting the chest, looking up towards the ceiling, breathe. Strong legs. Two more deep breaths. And slowly lowering that back heel down so the toes are pointing out to the side. Humble warrior eagle arms. So left arm under right. So wrapping those elbows and stacking the elbows underneath each other. Bringing the back of the hands towards each other, or if you can, placing those right fingertips on your left, or the palm of your left hand. Straightening out the fingers. Turning to face the right knee and slowly bowing down. You can adjust your right foot a little bit out to the side so your shoulders have some more room, hips have more room to line up. Breathe, resting your right shoulder into the knee. Straightening the back leg. And deepening the breath. And slowly coming up, turning the toes to face the front, relaxing the arms down, take a cleansing breath. And then moving over to the other side, turning those left toes out to the sides for your reverse triangle pose. Your back foot's toes are pointing at an angle. Placing your right hand on your left ankle, calf, or thigh. Reaching your left arm straight up. Breathe if you feel like you can. Look to the side. Or look up to the ceiling. And if you fall, it's okay. Just catch yourself. Come back into the pose. Laugh it off. Two more deep breaths. And slowly looking down as you come up for your twisted warrior. Lift the back heel, both feet's toes are facing straight to the side. Bending your left knee. Left hand to the back of your right thigh. Right arm reaching up and over the head. Lift the chest and the chin as you gaze up. Slight bend in the left elbow. Breathe. Keep the back heel lifted. Softening the space between the eyes. And then humble warrior, dropping the back heel back down. Toes pointing back out to the side. Left elbow over right. Bring the back of the hands together. If you can, placing those fingertips to the palm of your hand. Turn the shoulders to face the left leg. Keep the knee bent. Adjust the front foot if you need more space. And exhale, bowing down. Resting the shoulder into the knee. Level out the hips, relax the neck. And breathe. Two more deep breaths. And slowly coming up, toes facing the front. Releasing the arms. Heel toe the feet a little bit closer together. And point the toes out to the sides. Doing a nice squat on your tippy toes. So if that's not possible, keep the heels down. Otherwise, try to lift the heels up. Try to stack your knees over your ankles. Breathe, arms reaching out, palms together. Hold. It's okay if you're shaking. Deep breaths. Smile. And breathe. Strengthening those calves, sink the hips a little bit down. And relax. Straighten out the legs. Heel toe, the feet closer together until the hips apart. Grounding the right foot down. Half lotus pose. Taking the left foot up. If you can, you want to get it up to the hip crease. Otherwise, just reaching it up as high as you can with the thigh. Flexing the toes. Relax the knee down, don't push down. Breathe. Tuck the bum in. And if you feel like you can, pressing this foot into the thigh so you can place your hands together into your chest. Breathe. Holding this pose, or taking it a step further, and squat, bending the right knee. Breathe, bringing the shoulders back, the elbows out to the sides. And slowly stand, releasing the leg down nice and slow with control, walking it off. And getting ready to change sides. Left toes down, facing forwards. Bending the right knee. Slide the heel up to the hip crease or as far as you can go. Flex the toes, knee down. Breathe, palms together into the chest. Also holding the foot. Straightening out the standing leg. And find a point to focus on that's not moving. Holding here or squat it. Yes. Breathe. Relax the shoulders. And straighten the leg. Relax the foot. Arms to your sides, cleansing breath. And then just taking a few deep breaths in and out through the nose, or as many cleansing breaths as you need. And opening the eyes if they were closed, making your way back to the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart, palms to your chest. Inhale, arms reach up and back. Exhale, this time palms together, forward fold, all the way down, hands to either side of the feet, straightening out the legs, looking between the legs. Relaxing the neck. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Bend the knees, walk or float back to plank. Breathe, spreading our shoulders, hold. Ground the knuckles, spread the fingers, engage the legs. Keep the core strong. Exhale, chaturanga, shifting forwards. Bend the elbows and into your sides. Try to keep your elbows over your wrists. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the hips up and back. Working the heels down, stretching it out. Right leg back and up for a three-legged dog. Equal weight in both hands. Straightening out the legs. Up onto the left toe, squeeze the right knee into your chest. Lower the foot down, close to the hands. Back knee down and tuck the back toes. Inhale, arms up. Breathe, lifting the chest. Bring your palms together into your chest. Elbows out to the sides. Twisting towards your right so you can get that left elbow over the knee, right elbow pointing straight up, looking up towards the ceiling. If you lose your balance, just look down. Lifting the chest, stay in the twist so you're facing the right with your arms out, opening to the side, palms facing away from you. Try to level out the shoulders, dropping the back shoulder down. Deepen the breath, take a cleansing breath if you need to. Palms back together into your chest, facing the front, half split. Hands down on either side, shift the hips back, Peel the front toes up. Walk the hands closer towards you. Dig the heel down. Drag it towards you to level out the hips as you draw the belly in and up. Straightening the spine, shoulders back. Using the blocks at your sides or books if you need to for extra height. Breathe. Taking a deep breath in on the exhale, lowering your chest down, lowering the forehead down. Keep dragging the heel towards you. Holding for 3 more breaths. And rocking back forwards, grounding that front foot, lizard pose. Hands down the inside of the front foot, heel turn until the toes are off the mat, the heel's still on the mat. So the hips a little bit open, knees out to the side, wrists underneath your shoulder. Back ankle is in line with the knee, so make sure it's not in or out. Top of the back foot's pressing down, straighten the arms, open the chest. Breathe. If this is comfortable for you, you can come down to your forearms while keeping the back straight. You can also use the blocks for extra height, as high as you need to. Not sacrificing that alignment just to get lower. And slowly making your way down, or staying up there. No one's judging you. And if it's very comfortable, you can move the blocks away. Elbows under your shoulders. And holding for 3 more deep breaths. And then taking your right hand, your left hand, holding your right ankle and twisting your lizard. So the right hand reaching up towards the ceiling, opening the chest, gazing up. Keep the shoulders strong so you're not collapsing the neck down. Or you can hold your lizard. Listen to the body. And slowly coming down, pressing yourself up with hands, pigeon pose, heel toe the right foot across all the way to the other side, lowering the knee down, pressing the shin and the top of the foot down. You can bring your heel closer towards the left quad, slide the back foot further back, keep the foot in line with your hip. Hips stay level, don't collapse down into the right side. Hands on either side, or if you need to use them blocks. Proud chest, shoulders back. Sinking the hips down and just easing into the pose nice and slow. Softening the muscles in the face. And then pressing yourself up, back to your downward facing dog, send front foot back, pedal it out. Take a cleansing breath. And left foot back and up, 3-legged dog. Breathe. Pushing away from the mat. Up into the right toes, squeeze the knee in. And lower the foot down, lower the back knee down, back of the top of the back foot, down in your arms up. Lift the chest, leveling out the hips as you squeeze the thighs towards each other. Hands shoulder width apart, and then bring your palms together into your chest. Twisting to the left as you bring your right elbow over the knee. Left elbow pointing up, gazing up if you can, shoulders away from the ears. And arms out to the sides, palms facing away from you, leveling out the shoulders. Keep the left knee over the ankle so it's not moving out to the side. And then half split, hands down, shift the weight back, peel the front toes up. Dig the heel down, drag it towards you. Deep breaths. Slowly easing into the pose as the elbows bend back. Chest moves down, forehead moves down. Feet in line with your hips. Keep those left toes flexed and pointing up. Shoulders back. And rocking forwards. Lizard pose. Heel toe, the toes out off the mat to the side. Sink the hips down using the blocks if you need to, or lowering your forearms down straight into the mat, interlocking the fingers, and trying not to round the spine as much as you can. Breathe. Neck in line with the spine, looking down. Top of the back foot still pressing down so the foot isn't just collapsing to the side. And twisting the lizard, right hand holding the ankle, so your forearms parallel to the front of the mat. Left arm reaching up, strong shoulders, don't collapse the back foot. Gazing up. And lowering the hand down, pigeon pose, heel toe, the left foot across to your right hand. Drop the knee down, shin down, top of the foot down. Sink the hips, slide the right foot back. Keep the hips level with each other, using the hands if you need to. Open the chest and breathe. The closer the heel is towards your left thigh, the easier the pose. For more of a challenge, depending on your flexibility and how open your hips are, you can have the shin parallel to the front of the mat. But don't let the hips open up, listening to the body. Rather back off, knowing that you're keeping the correct alignment and not injuring yourself. Always listen to the body. And hands down, tuck the back toes, lift the hips up, down, facing dog. Breathe, take 5 deep breaths here. Keep the quads engaged, kneecaps lifting. Up onto the toes, bend the knees looking forward. You can either walk to the front if you want to float, or hop to the front. Try to lift the heels close towards the glutes as you can. And come down without toppling over. It happens. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Reaching the hands back, exhale, palms to your chest. Cleansing breath as you relax the arms down. L-shaped pose against the wall. So for this pose, you want to stand with one leg's distance away from the wall. There's 2 ways of measuring that. Either standing, place the foot down, keep the foot where it is, place your hands there. Hands shoulder width apart, or you can have your feet against the wall, hands next to your hips, keep the hand down, and that's where your hands will be. So as long as you are one leg distance away from the wall, that's perfect. Our wrists in line with your shoulders, pressing the knuckles down, flattening out the fingers, heels against the wall, feet hip width apart, on your tippy toes, and you can hold this pose, pressing the knuckles down, looking between the hands on the mat, breathe, draw the belly in, or if you'd like to take it further, step the toes up, keep the knees bent, arms straight, still looking between the hands, and hold. If this is good for you, slowly start to straighten the legs, lifting the hips over the shoulders. Breathe. 2 more deep breaths. And bending the knees. 1 foot down at a time, so you don't land on your knees, because that's not good. And in child's pose, after any inversion, just to bring the head lower than the heart, so you don't get a head rush. Taking a cleansing breath. Palms together over the back of the head. Relaxing and softening the hips and the shoulders. And I'm going through the L shape quite quickly. You can pause the video and you can give it a few tries. You can try it and you can hold it for as long as it's comfortable for you, and then carry on with the rest of the class. And slowly coming up. Making your way to the middle of the mat, on your shins, knees hip width apart. And then hands down, open the knees up nice and wide, toes pointing out to the sides for a froggy pose. You want your ankles to be in line with the knees, or in front of the knees, not behind the knees. This can be quite an uncomfortable pose when you're first trying it out. It can also be quite awkward. Just laugh it off. Breathe and just slowly opening the hips. If this is comfortable, try to come down to your forearms, pushing the hips back, and just leave a little back throat, move out the camera, and then slowly shifting the hips back, broaden the shoulders, working the hips down and back between the legs, and breathe. This is actually a really great pose for strengthening the muscles around the knees, even though it can be quite uncomfortable around the knees when you're first doing it. It gets better over time. But if it is too painful, back off. Holding for 3 more deep breaths. And slowly coming up. Heels throw the feet closer together, bringing the knees together. And then grabbing your blocks or 2 books or a cushion for fish pose. So this is supported fish pose. There's many different variations. You can do it without the blocks completely as well. And there's many ways you can position the blocks. For this one, I'd like you to, if you have a block or a book, put it upright. You can have it flatter if you need to, otherwise lifting it up so it's strong and a little bit higher. And then placing the second block, you can have it a bit higher. So the first block is going to go in between the shoulder blades. It's not cutting into your ribs. So play with that positioning, placing it a little bit higher so it's more between the shoulder blades, not cutting the ribs. And then the second block is just under the head, where the skull and the neck meet. Legs together. For this one, we can have our palms up, facing up, arms out to the sides. And really just relaxing into the pose. Feel the shoulder blades melting over the blocks. And breathing deeply. If you'd like more of a chest opener, you can try removing this block that's under the head. Really lifting the chin up, tucking the head back so the very top of the head is touching down. If the top of your head isn't touching down on the mat, rather put the block back. And if you don't have books, you don't have blocks, and you don't have a cushion to place underneath you, you can do fish pose without the blocks. Elbows bent in at your sides. You'll have your hands underneath the bum, and you're really lifting the head back, chin up and back, shoulders back, so you need to adjust the hands. But you really have this opening in the throat, going for the throat chakra, arching the back as much as you can. But this can be more of an experienced yogi pose. So I encourage you to use blocks, pillow, or bricks, whatever you have, if you have, and relax into the pose. Feet together, palms up. Cleansing breath. And simply be present. Listening to the sound of the breath. Noticing how you feel. And holding for 5 more deep and slow breaths. And to come out of the pose, pressing your elbows down, tuck the chin, gently moving the props away. And rolling onto your back, doing a nice spinal twist, bending the knees, placing your right foot over the left knee, and just guiding that knee across to the right. So the foot is on top of the knee. Arms to your sides, looking to the left, so looking in the opposite direction. Relax the shoulders down, it's fine if they're not touching the mat. If it's too intense with the foot on top, you can just move the foot off the knee. And making any adjustments to feel comfortable into the pose. And slowly removing the foot, lifting the knees, left foot over the right knee, letting them fall to the left, looking to the right. And slowly releasing the knee, squeezing the knees into your chest, ironing out the spine, relaxing the shoulders, softening the toes, taking a deep breath in, and on the exhale letting go for Shavasana. And for this Shavasana, you can either be in Shavasana corpse pose, legs straight, feet relaxed to the sides, palms facing up, or you can have the bottoms of your feet together, knees out to the sides, with Supta Baddha Konasana. And you can have one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. Just finding what feels good for you. And a slight tuck in the chin so you feel that lengthening in the back of the neck. But still space between the chin and the chest so your airways are open, closing the eyes and relaxing into the pose. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest and stomach. Softening all the muscles around the eyes, the jaw, the throat and the chest. The shoulders melting deeper into the mat on each exhale. And start to deepen the breath, lengthening the inhales and the exhales. Relaxing and calming the mind. Enjoying the stillness. And then allowing the breath to move back to its normal rhythm. And you can stay in this pose for as long as you like. Or you can softly open the eyes, focusing your gaze. Hugging the knees into your chest. And slowly roll onto your side as you make your way to seated. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice today. Namaste.